but I discovered the truth. This world is run by ancient Mayan descendants. They keep our brains subservient with mobile internet masts.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Imagined Leviathan. This is a game that is about surviving in a blizzard. I don't know the details beyond that. I assume there's a story of some kind. And it got expanded into a full game that is not out at the time of me recording, but I don't know, might be out by the time you watch this. I didn't get a solid release date. So, we are playing the original, the Imagined Leviathan, singular. It appears that the remake slash sequel slash full-length game is going to be in the plural, so the Imagined Leviathans. Anyway, you are freezing to death. Left click to operate your left hand, right click to operate your right hand, pick up fuel to start. As you can see, there's a very distinctive style, and I hope YouTube doesn't hurt it too much. We got kindling. Oh, those are my footsteps. I apparently have two peg legs. Hold fuel, look at another fuel, press E to start building fire. Nice. Add one more fuel and a piece of kindling to the fire. Probably should have made it closer, but okay. I'm doing it. Gather life words on the ground. This action requires life. You need a life for the fire. A life? Words on the ground. Ooh, that's quite the jump. Oh. The seas are rising, said teacher. Sacrifice life for the fire. Sacrifice life, the sea was rising, said teacher. Listen to a story by the fire, find more life if needed. Need life for the fire. There is a limit to thinking. Listen to life, there's a limit to thinking.
But there is a limit to thinking about even a small piece of something monumental. You still see the shadow of the whole rearing up behind you, and you become lost in your thoughts, in part from the panic of realizing the size of that imagined Leviathan.
Oh, that's neat. So, I don't think I'm literally freezing to death. I mean, there's no, like, meter or anything, and that ice on the side doesn't really change or anything. Warm up, then climb. Down here. Go to the henge on the hill. Oh. Car? Oh, the blizzard stopped. Neat. Ooh, I started speeding from time to time. Oh, the ice has picked up on my screen, and now I'm shivering. Uh-oh. It's above. What the shit? Stay quiet. Oh, it's a literal Leviathan. Oh, no. I did not know there was a literal one in this game. That is massive. Way too big. Holy shit. Anyway. Kindling. There we go. Sacrifice life. There is a limit to thinking. Sacrifice life. I started speeding from time to time. So we keep our original sacrifices. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I fucked that up. So sacrifice life is to give up one of the things you listen to. And then you can't listen to it. Oh, well, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Let's find more. Here we go. Once a year at Steelhenge.
Once a year at Steelhenge, on the summer solstice, we bring messages from our travels. Tales of life before the last winter. Tales we choose to preserve. We mark our messages in the metal, so our descendants will remember the mistake we made. We did not confront our imaginary leviathans.
Huh. Alright, well now that I'm warmed up, I think, the little things at the corner, I don't think they go beyond that, but they definitely were growing. So yeah, we do, in fact, freeze to death. It's just not particularly fast. Huh. I wonder if it actually could hear me. See, we can hold quite a few pieces. Oh, damn it. Can we keep going this way? I don't know why we want to, but... Man, I'm pretty sure we're gonna freeze to death. And now I'm lost. Yay. I'm not too upset if we die here in a hot minute. One, we get to see what happens when you die. Two, I definitely... Oh, wait. Two, it means we can listen to the, ones we accidentally burned before. Now you can really see the ice on the sides. Look at that. It's almost gone. You can't even see in front of us much anymore. Just making sure we're still moving, like... If we hit an invisible wall, I have, like, no way of knowing with this style. Walk backwards into my death. There's probably a metaphor here. Me and my peg legs! Ooh. The Imagined Leviathan. Well, there you go. There's the death ending. Interesting. Let's try that again. Where is my mouse? My mouse does not like staying on this game. In fact, my mouse does not like being visible on this game at all. That's upsetting. Is my mouse unable to select? What is happening here? Oh, I clicked quit on accident. Shit. Alright. Let's try this again. Alright, so this time we're gonna sacrifice There Is a Limit to Thinking. And we are going to listen to whatever the other one was.
I was shown a map of 30 years from now. My house, the school, everywhere I played, all marked as ocean. The seas are rising, said teacher. It's because we burn black corpse fluid and eat red corpse meat. I began to cry as mortal fear overcame me. Why are Mummy and Daddy letting this happen? I wailed. The teacher consoled me, and my friends distracted me with games. By the time my father asked what I'd learned that day, I hesitated only briefly before answering, nothing.
Huh. Oh, so that's a notable way to describe it. Listen, Billy, if you like your bacon, you're going to shut the hell up about how it's made. Go to the henge on the hill. You see, if we follow the things, we should go where we're going. But we didn't for some reason. I don't know if I went to the wrong one or something, but we didn't go where we were supposed to. Oh. There's a wall? Wait. Is there like a literal wall right here? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That thing is big. Got like a tentacle thing going. It's not particularly scary though. Looks like its tail's definitely got like a shit shape going. Alright, sacrifice. Sea is rising. And then listen to. I started speeding from
We
time
were
to time.
distraught when he was diagnosed. But after a year using the wheelchair, life was getting good for Father again. We had a routine. I took care of him. Then one day, he was hit by a speeding car right outside the house. It could have happened to absolutely anyone. We never found the culprit. I was in shock. But years went by and he started to forget. He started speeding from time to time.
Huh. And then, let's go ahead and re-listen to Steelhenge while we can.
Once a year at Steelhenge, on the summer solstice, we bring messages from our travels. Tales of life before the last winter. Tales we choose to preserve. We mark our messages in the metal, so our descendants will remember the mistake we made. We did not confront our imaginary leviathans.
So this is about, from what I understand so far, this is about being confronted with needing to change and then not taking the steps to actually change. The Leviathan in question, question mark? I wonder if we really are meant to be quiet during that. 'Cause it keeps talking about confronting the Leviathan. Well, if you're quiet while it's passing by, then you're not confronting it. So, like, it talked about how when we first learned about, you know, global climate change and all that stuff as a kid, we didn't confront our parents about the fact that they contributed to it. And then, the Steelhenge thing, is that like, it felt post-apocalyptic. I don't know, is that like a British thing? Steelhenge, like Stonehenge but steel? I don't know. Is that a thing? I might be just being too dumb for this. Oh, feather. I don't know if I need to be saving kindling or I need to be saving fuel, because I picked up fuel because of how much we need of it. Perhaps that was, like they talked about how, the car, how we, our father, naked apes warring for substance. Yeah, now we're fighting for resources. Is it talking about how... There's a feather. Another feather. It's above. Yeah, I see. I think we're at a good point to make a fire. We might need more fuel, though. But the gameplay is implying we're just trying to survive, which I think keeps a more rounded perspective on the whole conversation. It's easy to say, oh, you need to stop, you know, using these resources, but at the end of the day, you still need them to even survive, which seems like we might not. I'm not seeing any more fuel. I hate that there's so much fuel required. Perhaps the life to sacrifice stuff is meant to represent, how much we need to give up in our struggle to survive. I don't know. I am in fact dying though. Okay, I get it. I should have saved my stuff for later on. There's a bit of fuel. My feather! Hang in there. Ah. Okay, sacrifice. Speeding time to time. Naked apes.
I used to believe in a terrifying world. Despite the law, no one was really in control. It functioned only because we all believed in money, believed in politics. At any moment the veil could fall, and we'd be naked apes warring for sustenance. But I discovered the truth. This world is run by ancient Mayan descendants. They keep our brains subservient with mobile internet masts. Weirdly, I actually feel a lot better now. I know my enemy.
Interesting. Are these stories perhaps from different people? I thought it was all from one person, but this seems weirdly out of character from the one we saw before. But now it's talking about how in order to make us feel better, we need an enemy, and this guy picked a conspiracy theory. So that's interesting. Alright. I don't have any resources now. My feather flew away, so good luck. Ooh, another feather. And of course we need the fire, which I've seen no replacement for. Is there a bunch of money buried there? There's that house that we saw before. Good midway point. I want to get a little farther on the road. Just a little. Nice. Minerals mined by something or other. Shit. So they will replace your lighter occasionally, but not enough to be worth dumping it for any reason. As I dumped the one I picked up. I guess hypothetically I should replace my current one with the new one. Can I hold more than one? Sacrifice steel henge. Minerals mined by broken backs.
Before the winter, I made fantasy computer games. My son would ask, where do computers come from? Exploited laborers under deathly conditions. Minerals mined by broken backs of slaves and children. I'd say China, then get distracted, eat takeaway food, and forget about it again.
Well then. I see where you're going here with this, but, you know... Tell me something I don't know. Like, yeah, everything has moral problems nowadays. That's just the world we built. And by we, I mean not even me. Not even my parents. Not even their parents. It's a world built by greed, but that's what happens when species that are biological are in charge. Everything is greedy. Everyone is greedy. The only difference is who made it and who didn't. It's like how what was it? Even Native Americans burnt down forests. Anyway. That's not meant to be racial, by the way. That's a fact. Historically, Native Americans burnt down large chunks of the original American forest and southern jungles and all that stuff. So, the whole point of that phrase is to point out that no one is morally better than the other in reality. Universe is ancient and massive. Did we just throw the bombs? I am leaning on this being post-apocalyptic, nuclear winter, that's it. I'm leaning on this being potentially nuclear winter. That way, eh? Damn it, we should have followed the other fence. Oh, there it is. Things say it's like we're not gonna do the whole what we did before with the dying in the snow thing, right? It's not the intended ending, right? Oh, this is some freaky shadows. Kinley? Keep spark. Stonehenge? Huh. Well, we're gonna set up shop here. Fuel. I need kindling. Come on, give me a bird feather or something. More fuel. That's what they did. They tricked us. They're like, they're gonna keep fuel because that's the obvious answer to keep a lot of. But no, it's kindling we need now. Oh, no, that's a rock. I was like, is that something? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How is this not kindling? Steel hinge. Click to inscribe live. Oh, this is the steel hinge from the thing. I haven't done the thing yet, though. I don't know what the... Maybe that ends the game. Alright, sacrifice life. Let's go for... naked apes. And then let's listen to the universe.
While eating a ham sandwich, I began to doubt reality. I read an article about a purely virtual computer capable of running programs built inside a children's game. The universe is ancient and massive, thought I. There must be many species with whole world simulation, thousands of times more complex than a child's. In the face of such an overwhelming number of cyber worlds, isn't it unlikely that we live in the one true reality?
I mean, we can only go by what we can. You know, we could be all brains in a jar, but we can only go by the reality presented before us. Let's do the universe. You root among the weeds exposed by the slight summer thaw and find the piece of obsidian we left here last year. Taking it firmly in hand, you begin to inscribe a message to your descendants, a warning not to overlook great threats, even if they are hard to think about. This year, you chose to inscribe a tale of humbling thought that they may remember they are not at the center of things. Oh, that was the end. I did all that shit for the kindling, and no, that was the end. I kind of suspected that a little. And that was the Imagined Leviathan. Interesting. I liked it. I hope the full-length game probably goes into things a bit more cleanly. I think that's us regaining our thoughts as we go along and not die as we get to Steelhenge. Apparently this is a yearly tradition. Apparently there were other people earlier and they say the winter, so I suspect we might be post-apocalyptic. And this is just us trying to warn whoever comes after us of what led to this as a society. It's definitely got this whole, I'm gonna say it, kind of preachy vibe to it, but with the type of story it is, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's earned its right to do that kind of thing. It just kind of annoyed me, as this kind of stuff does. What was this? Like, I used to make, video games before the winter, and, my son would ask me where the shit came from, and I know it's a horrible, horrible answer, but then I just say China. And it's like, yeah, but I don't see you doing anything about it. While we still can. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to teach you a message about to save the rainforest using a shit ton of paper to animate it or some shit like that. It's one of those situations. It's fine. It's okay. I mean, it's not for me. I liked it as something not for me. Does that make sense? And I'm sure someone else is going to be like, wow, this is so profound. That's not me. I'm sorry. I do think it's an interesting style visually. I really like the idea of, the snow and all that. The actual Leviathan was kind of interesting, but not particularly scary or anything like that. Didn't feel threatening like it was supposed to. And yeah, it was pretty decent overall, good quality. And as always, links are in the description below. I think I'm going to call it there for today. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Please, join me next time. I love you. And bye-bye.